Dollar. Dirt and money, no soul. Had to go and get it, ain't no time to kick it. Got a stack of flip for my foes. Dollar. Please tell me you can hear me. Don't turn your back and don't neglect me. Just let me know if you need me. Dollar. Let me watch out for my partners. Keep my money long, get my team strong. Let me run away from my problems.
Yep, what's good, original crew, man? We're back today. Today we have 10 missing celebs who were never found. This is a crazy title on here. Mm-hmm. Who's gonna? Do you know any celebrities that's gone missing? Everybody like, no. Not right off the back of my. Not like freshly thinking. I can't remember now. I know speculations and conspiracy theories, but other than that, nah. Not for a fact, you know?
Yeah.
But hey, with that being said, before we get into it today, make sure you check out the links in the description box.
Down below.
You already know where to go. If you want the first part, you got to do it. Check out down below. Also, if you enjoyed today's visuals,
like it with a thumbs up.
But let's dive into it, y'all. Let's check it out. Let's see what's about. You ready?
I'm ready.
Let's get it.
One of this country's great mysteries began 75 years ago last summer as Americans learned that Amelia Earhart was missing.
Welcome to Watch Mojo. And today we'll be looking at the most notable public figures who mysteriously disappeared and have never been heard from since.
No matter what happens, I would...
Why we can't think of Amelia Earhart? That is like...
You know something? It's because I know her story and all of that, but I can never think of her.
You know they say supposedly she was found but not found. They like come 100% identified. They said a body was discovered at some point and it was a body of a woman. And possibly would... But they couldn't 100% confirm. I think, but that's all conspiracies, though.
Yeah.
Even her going missing is a conspiracy because that's also, I think, with the Bermuda Triangle, but also it's a possibility she ran out of gas and it's a lot of things.
like for things to turn out for the best.
Jim Robinson. This Miami boxer is best remembered as one of Muhammad Ali's first professional opponents. On February 7th, 1961, Robinson stepped in as a last-minute replacement after Ali's scheduled opponent failed to show. The bout ended swiftly, with Ali knocking him out about 90 seconds into the first round. While Ali's career soared afterwards, Robinson's fizzled out and he retired 2 years later.
As you know, a lot of fighters, and the great fighters, sometimes later in life after they retired, have not ended up in the best financial condition at all, like Bo Jack, I think. The great fighter is a shining shoes somewhere down in Florida, and it's happened to a great many fighters. You're not going to let that happen to you.
I'll tell you one thing. I'm glad you brought that up.
But that's true, isn't it?
Yes.
His last known interview was with Sports Illustrated in 1979, where he reflected on facing Ali. Since then, no one has seen or heard from Robinson. His disappearance might have gone unnoticed if not for autograph collector Steven Singer, who managed to collect signatures from 49 of Ali's 50 opponents, but spent years unsuccessfully searching for Robinson.
What does this, having this film out now, mean to you in your life, at this time in your life?
It means people who don't really know much about me, it'll tell them more about who I am.
D.Y. Born Forrest Schaub, Canadian rapper D.Y. was steadily rising in the music scene during the late 2000s.
I'm about to say, because he looks familiar, but I don't know that song, and I'm like, if that's the song y'all chose, it has to be a very popular song. But he looks like somebody, you know. But he does look like that early 2000s, the mid like 2000 through 2010s, like that Pitbull image, that type. You know what I'm saying? He looks like that type of rapper though.
In February 2010, Billboard recognized him as one of Canada's best emerging artists. However, by November of that year, his family reported him missing. They hadn't seen him since August, when he mentioned plans to travel to Mexico. D.Y.'s last known activity was in September, with birthday wishes he sent out to a radio personality on Facebook and Twitter.
D.Y. actually stands for die young. A lot of people take it as negative. It's a metaphor for life being too short. Even if you die at 100, it's too young, so live every day like it's your last.
Rumors suggest that his disappearance may be tied to Mexican drug cartels.
Yes.
Though it remains unclear if he ever made it to Mexico. D.Y., whose name stands for Die Young, had signed with CP Records in 2009, but his contract was terminated shortly before he vanished. Jim Sullivan.
I could see it being linked to the cartel some type of way. I don't know. this is all speculation, so nobody come for me. But because I don't know nothing, I'm not an investigator. But if he's supposed to because also people do fail to realize a lot of times in the music industry does work hand in hand with the underground and what I'm saying, those dark scenes. So maybe through the profits of his music, he was flipping that money to make more money by doing things of illegal.
Yeah.
And maybe he pissed off the wrong person, and
who knows?
But that's a good hypothesis, though, or conspiracy, however you want to put it. Whoopity-whoop.
In 1968, singer-songwriter Jim Sullivan left his native Nebraska for Los Angeles with his high school sweetheart Barbara, hoping to launch a successful music career. He released 2 albums, 1969's UFO and 1972's Jim Sullivan, but neither achieved the success he had hoped for.
Why can't I just roll back the time?
Eventually, his faltering career strained his marriage. Desperate for a fresh start, Sullivan set out for Nashville, but he mysteriously disappeared along the way. His car was found abandoned near a remote ranch outside Santa Rosa, New Mexico, with his guitar and unsold records still inside. Speculation about his fate has ranged from foul play to alien abduction, or perhaps that he wandered into the desert. Despite massive searches, no trace of Sullivan has ever been discovered.
That's great.
Joe Pickler.
That's crazy.
With that situation, it kind of remind me of like some of the balling joints, where he probably did get stranded off or you never know what was going on out there in the desert areas in New Mexico. True. And he probably could have stumbled over something, could have got, you never know.
Yeah, true.
Kind of got delusional. He's in the music industry for a little minute. You got to think about the drugs. Because you never know.
What's the deal with these kids?
That's weird,
These are my
bro.
people.
Your people.
My people.
Kyle, did you start a cult?
Yep.
That's so sweet.
After starting his career at the age of 4, Joe Pickler gained prominence as a child actor, with roles in Varsity Blues and the Beethoven film series. However, he stepped back from acting in 2003 to finish high school in his Washington hometown. After graduating in 2005, Pickler planned to return to LA the next year, but those plans were tragically cut short. On January 5th, 2006, after spending the evening with friends, Pickler left for home, but never arrived.
Just miles from his apartment, his family found his silver Toyota Corolla. It was parked in the back of a Bremerton Mexican restaurant on Sheridan Road and Wheaton Way. Police found a note buried in the car which contained poems and many troubling questions.
Has anything ever been the same?
His car was discovered days later with a note in which he expressed feelings of disappointment, but no clear intention of self-harm. Although authorities suspect Pickler may have ended his own life, his family remains hopeful that he will one day return.
You know, sometimes in those situations, I'm like, when people want to do self-harm, right? Do you do self-harm not to be found? You know? Because typically you do, like when people do it, they do it in the open where somebody can't find them. Yeah. And they can properly give, but you never hear somebody do it and they are never found.
Never found.
When it's
or don't want to, yeah.
So that doesn't make sense.
And the letters or the notes or whatever it could be a coincidence. Like that he was, just writing, expressing, and venting, and then this happened. So you kind of trying to correlate the two and say, oh, maybe he self-harmed himself, but you don't know.
Yeah. But all of, like,
Whether he walks through the door or he's carried to us, he has to come home.
Tammy Lynn Leppert.
Tammy Lynn Leppert had it all.
She was a beauty queen, an accomplished model who was well on her way to a career in the movies. But in 1982, Tammy began to withdraw, growing increasingly paranoid, until finally she vanished.
The 1983 film Scarface remains a cinematic masterpiece, but one of its lesser-known cast members vanished before it even premiered. Tammy Lynn Leppert, a beauty queen and budding actress, appeared in 1983's Scarface and Spring Break. She was set to move to Hollywood later that year, but mysteriously disappeared on July 6th.
Tammy has already competed in more than 300 beauty contests. She has won the crown 280 times.
She was very loving, kind. She was always smiling. You never saw the child when she wasn't smiling. As young as I can remember, she woke up with a great big smile, and the last thing I saw before she went to sleep was a big smile.
The last person to see Leppert was a male friend who picked her up in Rockledge, Florida, but who left her at a parking lot after they argued. According to her mother, Leppert had shown erratic behavior shortly before her disappearance, seemingly afraid someone was trying to harm her.
And she said, "Mom, what would you say if I told you somebody was trying to kill me?"
Since then, police have received calls from a woman claiming that Leppert is alive and pursuing a nursing career, but these claims remain unverified.
If I had it all to do over again, I would go back and I would believe every single word she told me, and I would just hide her someplace until we found out what the truth was. But I can't do it over. And maybe she had to hide on her own, I don't know.
Connie Converse.
You think that's buying that?
Buying what? What part? That the
new nursing.
Oh, the nursing? Oh.
Ran away.
I mean, if that was the case, after all these years, y'all would have been able to verify that. So obviously it's not.
And over time with aging,
yeah,
she would have been all right. I didn't probably, you know what I'm saying, I'm not attracted to him anymore. Because, you know, we get old. The looks kind of fade away, you know what I'm saying? Maybe you would have appeared by now. I personally believe that it's a kidnapping. I believe somebody's... If she knew she had a stalker, it's like the best thing for her to have done was relocate. She already had plans to go to Hollywood. Why not go ahead and go? Unless it was financial means, you know what I'm saying, that was preventing you. But, you know, other than that, go ahead and go. And relocate and get away from your stalker, you know. But the possibility of a kidnapping is there, though. What you think?
I mean, honestly, in cases like this, when the person is never found, really don't have any information, anything is possible.
Man, that's a cop-out.
Call it what you want.
Considered a trailblazer of the singer-songwriter genre, Connie Converse's music went largely unrecognized during her lifetime. In the 1950s, Converse recorded a collection of introspective folk music in New York City, but her efforts to break into the music scene were futile.
One by one in the dark, we go walking out at night.
Disillusioned by her lack of success, she moved to Michigan in 1961, where she began working in academia. By the time she was 50, Converse was coping with depression and feelings of unfulfillment. In August 1974, she packed her belongings into her car, wrote farewell letters to her friends and family, and drove away, never to be seen again.
The letters I've seen all have one sort of thing in common, which in effect is her need to get away to a new place and a new start, and that's what she was headed for.
Her music was rediscovered after it was featured on a radio show in 2004, gaining her a cult following. Bison Daly.
Bison Daly was only in his early 30s when he accomplished something that most of us can only dream about. With $16 million of NBA money in his pocket, he decided to just sail away.
Between 1991 and 1999, Bison Daly had a solid NBA career, playing center for teams like the Orlando Magic and Chicago Bulls. But at age 30, Daley stunned everyone by deciding to retire early to travel the world. In July 2002, he set sail for Tahiti with his girlfriend, Serena Carlin, his brother, Miles DeBoard, and the boat's captain. However, only DeBoard returned.
Today, the 33-year-old former star is missing and at the center of a manhunt that stretches from...
So, hold on.
Daley stunned everyone by deciding to retire early to travel the world. In July 2002, he set sail for Tahiti with his girlfriend, Serena Carlin, his brother, Miles DeBoard, and the boat's captain. However, only DeBoard returned.
Not the captain, not the girlfriend, or Daley. Just the brother.
From how he put it, but I'm like...
So you tell me he returned without the captain?
I'm like, right. I'm like, what? He sailed the boat? Like, I'm like, are you just saying like he... But for him to mention the captain makes me feel like the captain never returned as well. You know what I'm saying?
Today, the 33-year-old former star is missing and at the center of a manhunt that stretches from the United States to Tahiti. Daley has disappeared along with his girlfriend, Serena Carlin. The couple has not been heard from in weeks.
2 months later, authorities arrested him after he forged his brother's signature and bought over $150,000 worth of gold under his name. It is believed that DeBoard killed all 3 individuals during a fight, although their bodies have never been found.
And he discovers that a big check for $152,000 has been cashed out of Bison's account.
Bison wasn't a person known to write checks. He used credit cards or cashier's checks.
DeBoard took the truth with him when he ended his life in September 2002 by overdosing on insulin.
I called Certified Man, and I said, there's something fishy going on. I don't believe that the Bison Daley that I know wrote that check out.
Richie Edwards.
Yeah, he took whatever happened with him to his grave. Possibly...
With this one, since you said my other one was a cop-out, this one for sure, brother or not.
Oh, that's easy.
Family or not. Yeah, he definitely. Because they still, like, they don't know. It's still unsolved in a sense.
Was he intoxicated and tried to hit on a girlfriend?
It don't matter. You still took the whole captain out. So it has to be...
What I'm saying is, like, that could have been like, oh, we drunk because we probably turned up party and turned up. I got drunk, tried to hit on because it sounds like she was the only woman on board, which, fellas, never travel with you, your lady, and just your homeboy, your brother, or whatever. Things can get weird. But maybe that's insinuated an argument or a fight. And then, you know what I'm saying?
It ain't never that serious where you got to take my life. You got to take everybody's life. It's never that serious.
You never know what people be intoxicated, what they're capable of doing. You know.
But we don't know if that's even what it is. It could have been something that you already had, wanting to do for money.
True.
Like, who knows?
But 9 times out of 10, he threw him overboard.
Oh, yeah.
If they were selling...
That's the easiest way to...
In that situation, the easy way to get rid of the body and keep it going, no answers, throw him overboard. They ain't gonna never find him, especially in the ocean.
That's sad.
The guitarist and principal lyricist for Welsh rock band Manic Street Preachers, Richie Edwards, was known for his raw, politically charged songwriting.
And they're going, oh, you're still a punk band. And they're going, well, how can you say that? Are they just like living in this safe little world?
Edwards openly dealt with depression and self-harm and channeled much of his inner pain into his music. On February 1st, 1995, just before the band's U.S. tour, Edwards checked out of a hotel in Wales and vanished. His car was later found abandoned near the Severn Bridge, where many people had ended their lives. This fueled speculation that Edwards had done the same, but no conclusive evidence was ever discovered.
So I appeal today, if anybody knows anything, to just come forward.
I know, even if say he doesn't want, he's just, maybe, you never know. I'm sure you've been over all these scenarios in your mind as to what's happened from the very, very worst to the fact that he might just want to have disappeared.
Over the years, there have been reported sightings of Edwards in places like India and Israel, but none confirmed. In November 2008, he was declared legally dead.
It's not having that peace of mind. It's so difficult, isn't it?
It is.
And even if they just tell you, I'm all right, might not want to be found, but I'm okay.
That's right.
Sean Flynn. Born to Hollywood legend Errol Flynn, Sean Flynn first followed in his father's footsteps. appearing in a string of films between 1960 and 1966.
I said, get off my place.
Your place?
You heard me. Beat it. This place is mine, and I'm used to giving orders around here.
He soon grew disillusioned with acting and tried his hand at various careers before finding his true calling in photojournalism. Flynn quickly developed a reputation for fearlessly embedding himself in dangerous combat zones to capture striking images of conflict.
Novak here.
We're sending you a team of specialists, Lieutenant. We'll take orders from them.
Right, Colonel. Now what about this refugee, sir?
Keep him under security until Major Finnegan gets there. Over and out.
Over and out.
On April 6, 1970, during the Vietnam War, Flynn and fellow photojournalist Dana Stone were last seen riding motorcycles towards a Viet Cong checkpoint in Cambodia. They were apparently captured by communist guerrillas, but their fate remains unknown. Some theories suggest they were executed by the Khmer Rouge, while others believe they may have died in captivity.
Both things were beyond my control, Major. But I take full responsibility for the consequences.
That one kind of makes sense. Like, obviously, you know what I'm saying. He kind of
one or the other.
Yeah.
Like, cause I was like, oh, okay.
Still in that captivity, so he's still no way. Even both ways, still they died in captivity, whether it's in the hands of them or over time.
Yeah.
So why, if he wasn't a military, like why you know what I'm saying? Why were you even over there?
There's no telling, man.
To take photos?
I guess so, yeah.
Still doesn't make sense to even go over there. You catch my drill?
I know it is, but I get what you're saying. I mean, that's how, you know.
Still,
okay, yeah, I got you.
Amelia Earhart.
She was a daredevil with the wings of an angel, a pioneer who embodied the pure romance of flying. But she embodied the danger of it, too. 75 years ago, Amelia Earhart climbed into her Lockheed Electra and with her navigator, Fred Noonan, disappeared somewhere over the Pacific.
This trailblazing aviator made history by becoming the first woman to fly solo nonstop across the Atlantic Ocean. This achievement catapulted Amelia Earhart into the spotlight, and she embraced her celebrity status, writing best-selling books, going on speaking tours, and even launching a female clothing line.
But Rick Gillespie thinks in her effort to find Howland, she stumbled on Nicomororo instead and managed to make an emergency landing, and then waited for the help that never came.
Always wanting to break new ground, Earhart set her sights on her most ambitious goal yet, becoming the first woman to circumnavigate the world. However, on July 2nd, 1937, while flying from Lae, New Guinea to Howland Island, Earhart and her navigator, Fred Noonan, vanished over the Pacific Ocean.
Maybe the answer to this 75-year-old mystery is indeed just off that reef, resting in 1,000 feet of water.
Although it is widely believed they ran out of fuel and crashed into the ocean, no trace of the aircraft or their remains has ever been found.
I know what's coming, Mr. Daly. I've always known. But it doesn't matter.
Do you think there is still hope that any of these missing individuals will ever be found? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.
It won't change what Earhart accomplished, but it could finally put her to rest.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other...
To answer your question, nah. A lot of them been missing for way too long.
True.
Way too long. I'd say the percentage is like out of this, because it was what, 10?
Mm-hmm.
Probably 10%. Probably a 10% chance of people actually being found.
I don't even think it's that high, especially since no.
So you like it's a 0% chance?
I didn't say that.
I said a 10% chance.
And I just said I don't think it's that high. I didn't say 0 though.
No, 10% chance is I'm saying at least one will be found.
Okay, my bad. I thought you were saying out of like I'm saying
out of 100.
Yeah, but one is 10. Yeah, my bad. I'm a little tired, but well, yeah, then yeah, I think
your mouth ain't bad.
My mouth. But I don't think any, because it's been so long. Like her 75, never found any signs of a plane crash or any particles from the plane, any remains, like nothing with that one. And then you flying over a body of water, and like that's just a whole nother. The ones where you like found their cars and stuff like that, but no signs of them.
No traces or anything.
Nothing. Like I think it's been like a long time has passed. Now, don't get me wrong, we do hear those bizarre cases of people being missing for 25 plus years, and they like end up, being found or pop up somewhere.
Yeah.
Don't know, but I just
I just kept it low at a 10% chance.
I don't see it happening, but we can do 10%, one person.
At least one person.
My bad. But yeah.
But hey, man, y'all spend what's up in the comments, man. Let us know y'all thoughts in the PC.
Crazy.
I'm like, you already, I said, like, see. She said,
no, I don't know
and
why.
I'm like, well, so you saying 0%? She said, no, I ain't saying that, but I don't think it's high 10.
I don't know why my brain wasn't braining.
Like out of 10,
out of 10, yeah, whatever. Mind your business.
Y'all spend what's up. Let us know y'all thoughts down below.
Please do.
But until next time, y'all know how it go, man. I do go for the day, DJ New Kid. This is
Sierra Nicole.
We are
Kid and C.
We out.
No time to kick it, got a stack of flip for my foes. Dollar, 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 dollar. Please tell me you can hear me. Don't turn your back and don't neglect me. Just let me know if you need me. Dollar, 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 dollar. Let me watch out for my partners. Keep my money long, get my team strong. Let me run away from my problems.